Hello, students. I hope you all are fine at your home and enjoying your studies. And also, one more pressure it is of examination. Don't worry, just do thoroughly. You just read your book thoroughly, understand the concept, then just free from mind. Okay, because if you understand the concept, it is very easy to write answers. Okay, and you also have to focus only on the understanding. Okay, now, today I'm going to start chapter number 9, which is also the unit second chapter. This year it is having two part, but only weathering is here. Okay, weathering and denudation, but denudation is not part of your syllabus this year. Okay, so you have to study only the weathering. Now let's start. First of all, the introduction. Before starting, you have to understand what is weathering. Just remember, weather and weathering, these both are different. Weather, it means it is the climatic phenomena, and weathering, it is the breaking down of rocks. Okay, when the rock is breaking, just this is the rock, if it is breaking down, it is breaking down, this is called the weathering. So it's very simple. Breaking down or the dissolving of rocks in mineral on earth's surface, this is called the weathering. Now, what are the agents? So there are some factors, there are some agents by which this weathering is happening. These are the water, acid is the chemical, salt, plants, animals, air, temperature, heat. We study in detail. So these all are the factors or agents which affect weathering or which help in the weathering. So weathering is simple, just breaking down of rocks. You see a mountains, a big mountains. So how these mountains are become a ground? Because this weathering and denudation, but denudation is not part of your syllabus this year, so remember about the weathering only. Now, how many types of weathering? Basically there are three types of weathering. Physical weathering, now you can see physical weathering. Next one, it is the chemical weathering, and third one, it is the biological weathering. So now see each in detail. First of all, you can see a types of weathering. First, physical weathering. By the word we can easily understand what is the physical weathering. Physical weathering, it means the whatever the external effects on the rock. Now see, if there is a rock here, okay, this is the rock, then just like it is heat, frost, wind, plant, man, animal, so these all are affecting from the outer surface by the physical way. So that's why this is getting affected. If it is affecting, it is start breaking. So by this way, this physical weathering works. It means this physical activity is affecting this rock and it is start breaking. This is called the physical weathering. And you can easily understand these all are the factors: heat, frost, wind. Heat, when the temperature is increasing and decreasing, then what will happen? Definitely, if the temperature is increases, it becomes expand. When at the night, if it is cooling, so then it is reducing. Okay, so these all are the factors. Now see what are the basic factors. First of all, the nature of rocks. First one, it is the nature of rocks. If the rock is very hard, if soft, if soluble, it means there are basically three types of rocks. Not three types of rocks, it means in nature maybe hard. The rock is very hard. Either rock is soft, not very soft, soft. And soluble, it means a chemical composition or the minerals composition is very high, so that's why the salt composition is very high, so that's why it is dissolved very easily. Okay, that's why you know that the water of ocean is salty, because there is no chakki is moving here. Okay, inside it, because there is a reason, the salt dissolve in water. That's why the ocean water, it is salty in nature. So the nature of rocks, if the rock is very hard, obviously it weathered slow. And if the rock is soft, so weathering is very fast. And soluble, it's very fast. Okay, remember. Next one, it is the extreme temperature. Now remember extreme temperature. Now what is the extreme temperature? I already explained you. When the temperature is very high, so at the daytime it expands. Okay, when it expands, you think that's how it is expanding, because it is rock, but it is not expanding that much, but it expands little. Okay, and after expanding, you can see at the night time it just opposite contract. It means the size comes on the original size. Okay, so because of this expansion and contraction, it becomes weaken, and if it weakens, definitely it starts breaking. The cracks are coming, and finally it is break down in a smaller pieces. And there is also very good terminology along with it. It is the exfoliation. Exfoliation is simple, just like this is the one rock. A very extensive heat is in the daytime, in the night time it context because of the cold time, because extreme heat, I am talking about the extreme heat, it does happen in the desert area. Okay, then what will happen? Because of this contraction and relaxation, this outer cover is peeling out. It means the outer surfaces start removing. ओके, जस्ट लाइक इन हिंदी आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट, जब केले का छिलका निकालते हैं ना, सेम लाइक दैट, इट इज अ केले का छिलका निकालना एंड एक्सफोलिएशन, बीच दिस बोथ आर सेम. नाउ व्हाट ऑल हैपनिंग, दिस आउटर लेयर इज रिमूविंग, दिस आउटर लेयर इज रिमूविंग बाय दिस extreme temperature. The day temperature is hot and the night temperature is cold. Due to this odd even temperature, this is peeling off. That's why it is called exfoliation. Okay, now see, exfoliation, the contraction and expansion in the rock surface. Where? In the rock surface. And breakup, either it is breakup or the peel off. Peel off means the chilka nikalna. So this process it is called the exfoliation. Next one, it is the structure of rocks. Now if structure is like that, it is vertical, so it is a horizontal, it is a vertical. So this is also affecting, because when it gets more exposure, so definitely it will get more weaker. Or secondary reason, when it is in the vertical, if the water is filled inside it, so then also it is affecting. So this one, it is the structure of rock, if it is vertical or if it is horizontal. Next one, it is the frost. Now frost it means very simple, just like if you have seen some rocks, some like that, these rocks or rocks like that, and you can see some gaping here, some gaping here. So what will happen in the daytime, when the water is filled here, and at the night time, if there is temperature is very cold, it is also in the desert area. Okay, in the desert area, in the daytime temperature is very high, so water it is in liquid state. At the night time, the water becomes frozen, and when it becomes frozen, so it expands, and that's why expanding, it requires more space and it starts breaking down. Okay, so this frost is also working as a weathering. Next one, it is the wind. You know very well, it is in the desert area, the wind is blowing in very high speed. Okay, and because of that, the some rocks are also start weather in the granular form, it means in a small particles. And you can see there is a one example, it is a rock mushroom. Now what is a rock mushroom? The rock mushroom, it means like that, this structure. Okay, now this is why, because the wind is touching here, and only the downside part is eroding. Okay, this is the degrading, and this upper part is same like that, so it becomes like a mushroom structure. So that's why the mushroom rock is the example of wind erosion. Okay, or the wind weathering. Next one, it is the slope of land. Now there is the two types of slopes, I already explained earlier classes: steep slope and gentle slope. If the slope is very steep, then what will happen? If just like a mountain, so if the rocks is rolling, so it is very easily break down. And if the slope is gentle, so what will happen? It not rolling. If it is not rolling, so it is not breaking down. So that's why the slope of land is also responsible. Next one, it is the block disintegration. Block disintegration, it means what? Now there are some blocks structures in some areas. So because of this diurnal range of temperature, it means in the daytime very high, in the night time. So what will happen? This uh, s- this is a single rock. Because of this high temperature, this rock is breaking down in big pieces. So this is called the block disintegration. Disintegration means the breaking down or fragmentation. Okay, next one, it is the granular disintegration. Granular disintegration is also same, when a very fine particles, because of the chemicals in granular decomposition, these both processes, physical process as well as chemical process. Because when the rock is very in a granular form or in soft rock, so then what will happen? Due to this composition, this is become a very this breaking down and becomes a small particle. This is called the granular disintegration. So this is all about the physical weathering. Okay, now come on the chemical weathering. In the chemical weathering, basically there are four factors: oxidation, hydration, carbonation, and solution. Now, one more thing, whenever you do study, don't focus only on your subject, particular subject. Because if you are studying geography, it does not mean you have to think about only geography, because geography is also related with other subjects. So just like here, it is a chemistry part. So you can also use your chemistry knowledge to write answer here. Okay. So it is easy to write. Now oxidation, now you know very well about what is oxidation. In the oxidation, when the oxygens is mixing with water and rocks, then what will happen, it becomes oxides, and this is called the oxidation. Basically, I'm giving one example. In each metal, or we can say that not each metal, the most of the rocks are having the iron content, small amount of iron content. And chemical property of iron, it is that when it comes in the contact of air and water, it comes in the contact of air and water, it starts eroding. Okay, it starts eroding, erosion is starting. Then what will happen? Definitely erosion, it means it is breaking down. Okay, so the red soil is formed by this erosion part, by the oxidation process. Next one is the hydration. Hydration, it means what? Hydro, it means water. So when water is comes in the contact of rocks, it starts dissolving, or it starts making soften. Okay, or making it hydration. So just like in example of aluminum, when it comes in the contact of water, it's automatically absorbed. It means itself it absorbs water, not we can say that the absorb, but it absorbs water and starts corroding. We can say that the corrosion, but not actually the corrosion. The small layer of aluminum oxide, it's removing automatically when it comes in the contact of water. If you have seen at your home some utensils of aluminum, it starts automatically corroding. Okay, so it is called the hydration. The next one is the carbonation. When the rainwater and the CO2 gas is mixed, then what will happen? Carbonic acid is formed. Example is calcium carbonate. When there is some chemicals composition rocks or mineral composition rocks, so when it mixed with water, it starts with the mixing with a CO2, it start reacting with the CO2, carbon dioxide, and making a carbonic acid. This carbonic acid is a weak acid, so that's why it starts reacting with rock and starts degrading, starts weathering and breaking down. Example is calcium bicarbonate. And the last one, it is the solution. It means when it mixes with some things, then definitely it forms a solution. Just like the rainwater or the river water is mixing with minerals. Now what we mixing with the minerals? Because some rocks are rock salts. Okay, because it is composition of the salt, and it dissolves very easily. So you can see there are some rocks present near to ocean, or the bank of ocean or the seas. So you can see that it starts dissolving in some structures like that, on these structures formed. So what will happen? Because in it the salt composition is high, so it dissolves, and remaining the rocky part is left. So this is the solution. Okay, now last one, it is the biological weathering. Biological, it's very simple. Bio, it means the life. Weathering is done by the life in what? Either plant, either animal, or either by human activities. How the plants? Because you know that the plants are having a very deep roots for the search of water. It is in biology, you have already studied. When the plants are going deeper, so it starts forcing to go more deeper, and then it starts breaking the rocks. Also sometimes there is a carbonic acid also present in the roots of plants, so that's why it also degrading the, or it also weathering the rock. Next one, it is the animal. Some animals which are living in burrow in the hole, so they are burrowing animals. Okay, so they are breaking down of the, or they are weakening the rock, that's why it is also helpful. And the last one, it is a human. You know very well about yourself. Okay, the humans are very destructive personality. They can do anything. They are also trying to distract. They also construct, but I'm just giving example for the sake of their goodness. If they want to construct house, if they want to construct road, buildings, whatever they want to do, the mining, these different purposes, they are breaking down of rocks. It is also the main or biggest reason. Now we have understand what is weathering, what is its type, and now we are coming on the effects of weathering. So there are also two types of effect, constructive effect and destructive effect. First, we are talking about the constructive effect. Soil formation. No, you know very well, when this granular disintegration, this it is in the form of soil, sandy soil, okay, or the different soil also formed. So it is helps in the soil formation. Second one is the exposure of new minerals. Now when the upper layer is removed, if the upper layer is breaking down, so obviously the new minerals are formed. Okay, next one, it is new landscape or the top, and these new minerals are also helpful for the economically. Okay, this is the helping in the economic development. Second one is the new landscapes. If the weathering is happening, obviously the new landscape, just like mountain is changes into plateau or maybe plateau into the plain. Okay, then provide building materials. By breaking of these rocks we get a building materials, you know very well about it. So these all are the constructive part. I'm talking about the destructive, the same like that. Soil erosion. When this destructive, this soil erosion is happening. Okay, next one is the landslides, you know very well, just on the mountain when the landslides is happening, so it cause a very huge casualties after maybe the life or maybe the other factors. So the landslides. Next one, it is the infertility of soil by the dissolving soils. There are some soils which dissolve in soil, so it affects the fertility of soil. So I hope you understand this chapter. It is not that much difficult. Okay, just simple remember in your mind, weathering it means the breaking down of rocks. Okay, and I'm again reminding you, whenever you understand any concept, just imagine each and everything, imagine with your outer world, then it is very easy to understand. Okay, if you are having pre-existing knowledge, it is very easy to understand. So I hope you clear this. Today I am completing this unit. Okay, so next time we'll start a new unit. Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Goodbye.